Hi, I'm Leslie. Thank you for joining. We have a 40-minute yoga session today focusing on the chair pose. I hope you enjoy the time. And we're going to finish with the seated forward fold. You're welcome to have any other pose that feels comfortable in your body after that. I invite you to. You can end in a seated meditation or take a final rest in Shavasana. I hope you enjoy the session. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you. We're going to begin in a kneeling position. So we'll go ahead and come up onto the balls of the feet. Try to line up the ankle, knee, and hip, both legs. And really push down. I recommend a cushion or a folded blanket through the knees. So push through the knees, hands on the hips. And we'll just pull the belly nice and firm and go ahead and shrug the shoulders to the ears and relax them down. And shrug the shoulders to the ears and relax them down. So let's go ahead and root down through the knees and inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And then when you're ready, exhale, take the side stretch over to the left side of the room. So really keeping the joints stacked as much as possible, and then just grounded down through both knees, especially that right knee. You can kind of even pull your front ribs in a little bit for more of a stretch on the right side body. Root down through the knees. Next inhale, come up to center, reach up, and then exhale, we're going to take it over to the right. So same thing, just grounding down and extending, lengthening the side body, both sides, especially on the left. Push down. When you're ready, inhale back up to center, and then exhale, we'll just go ahead and take the hands down to the sides. Let's bring the right leg forward. And so just a kneeling lunge position here. We'll go ahead and stack up the ankle, knee, and then the hip is in alignment as well. Try to square off the hips and just still ground down through that left knee. Extended nice and tall through the crown of the head. So just feeling the side of the left body particularly opening up, and then the core is still nice and engaged. So if you have blocks, let's go ahead and grab the blocks and then just tuck the back toes, extend the back leg straight. So up into the low lunge legs, right leg's in flexion, left leg is an extension, extending out through the crown of the head. So you can do gentle movement if you want, just opening up the hips. Go ahead and bring the back knee down and press up. And we'll just go ahead and switch sides. You can do a wide sweep on that left or right leg if you want. So left foot forward. So just take a second here to let the right side open up. Ground down through the right knee. And go ahead and stack up the joints, square off the hips, and extend up nice and tall through the crown of the head. So we're trying to keep the ankle and the knee stacked on that left leg. See how the femur is parallel to the floor. We're going to work with that towards standing. So go ahead and tuck the back toes. We're going to lift and extend the right leg straight as possible, and then just square off your hips if you can and extend out through the crown of the head. You can take a couple deep breaths. So from here we'll bring the right knee down, press down through the left foot, come up, and we'll just wide sweep that left leg back to the center. And let's go ahead and bring the hands down to move through a couple cat-cows at your own pace if you want. But in the quadruped position, you can put the tops of your feet down and then just with your hands wide, pinkies on the edge of the mat. You can press down through your hands, arch your back, and exhale, draw the belly in for your cat. You can even stay here for a couple breaths, really rooting down through the top of the feet and arching the back. Let's go ahead and relax the neck. You can even shake it out if you want. Next inhale, we're going to tuck the toes, lift the sit bones up, Keep the belly in and extend the sternum forward. So nice spinal extension. You can stay here, just kind of feel it out. And then exhale, push through your hands and your feet for your cat. Inhale, go ahead and extend your spine for your cow. And then move through a couple at your own pace. And when you're ready, we're just going to go ahead and tuck the toes if you want, and lift the knees up, shins parallel. So a little bear crawl here, and we're just activating the core, so front belly and the back belly are firm, and we're keeping it as square as possible. Neck relaxed as possible. Just hold steady here. If you'd like to add on, you can press through your feet, keep your everything square, and take that right hand to your left shoulder. Set it down, left hand to left shoulder, right hand, left shoulder, and then left hand, right shoulder. So from here, we can go ahead and lift the hips, downward facing dog. You can remove your blanket and extend out in your down dog. So find your position. Let's really have the hands wide as possible, pressing down through all the knuckle ridges, balls of the feet pressing in. You can try to get your heels as close as they'll get. They don't need to touch. Slight bend in your knees, sit bones up, and the belly stays in. See if we can extend the sternum forward while we're pressing into the hands, and the sternum comes forward. From here, we're going to take a big inhale and a big exhale. Next inhale, let's shift forward to the high plank. So top of a push-up here. Legs are engaged, toes are pressing in. And we're going to do that same movement. So we'll just hold, if you want to add on, hold the plank, take your right hand to your left shoulder, tap it down, left hand to right shoulder, and then tap it down. Let's go ahead and lift that right leg up just a little bit. Heel in line with the hip, extend out through the crown of the head, right foot down, and then left foot up, out through the crown of the head. Left foot down. Here we're going to lower slowly so you can come onto the balls of your feet, but you're pressing in, and then just nice lower all the way to your belly. Extend out the legs behind you. Chaturanga. Then we're going to lift up the hands and the feet for Locust Pose, just activating the back side of the body, the back of the legs, the glutes, and then let's plant the hands near the sides, tops of the feet down, hips down, and we'll just press it lightly into the hands and pull length for the Cobra pose. So just lengthen the spine, two directions, so out through the toes and out through the sternum or at the crown of the head. We're going to gently tuck the toes, and then come up to your downward facing dog. Nice and controlled. Big inhale and a big exhale. Big inhale, and then next exhale, let's bring the feet to the hands. Forward fold. Pause here for a second. Go ahead and shake out your head and your neck. Release any unnecessary tension. Root down through your feet. Press down, and then we're going to lift up halfway. So sit bones back, and then bellies in, extending through the crown of the head. Flat back, arms on the back. Big inhale, exhale, fold. And then we're rooting down through the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Slight bend in the knees. Extend the spine, and then hands on the hips. Let's press through the feet and use the glutes to come all the way up to standing, and then inhale the arms up. Exhale, let's bring the hands to the center of the chest, palms together. So from here, let's go ahead and take the chair position. So for the chair pose, we're gonna have the feet going forward as much as possible. You can have them spread out hip distance, but let's have the kneecaps going in line with the second and third toe. They can go over the toes, that's fine, but let's just have them in line. So really rooting down through the feet. Notice where your feet might be coming up. And we're just taking that squat position. So an isometric squat with the hips square, hands can be on your hips. So this is one variation on the chair. Just really rooting down here as much as possible and taking that position, seated position. Notice where you might be feeling stuck. Is it in your ankles or possibly in your hips? But just kind of feel that steadiness and the grounding through your feet. Feel your glutes engaged and your legs working. Let's go ahead and press through the feet. Go ahead and stand up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, dive forward, long spine. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, extend. Exhale, fold. Let's step back to plank. Top of the push-up. You can bring your knees down if you want. The main thing is the spinal alignment. We're pressing in. And we're gonna just lower slowly. Press in. You can exhale as you lower all the way down. And then move through your vinyasas gently if you want. Your Cobra, so slight back bend if you're warming up. Spinal extension. And then tuck the toes. Make your way to downward facing dog. So from the down dog, let's go ahead and grab the blanket and gently bring the knees down to the mat into that table position, and we'll just bring the right foot forward back into the kneeling low lunge as the hips are opening up. From here, let's go ahead and work some ankle dorsiflexion. So trying to keep the heel down as much as possible and really letting that right knee come forward with the kneecap in line with the second and third toe. So trying to open up the calves a little bit and then just work the flexion in the ankle. Coming over those toes. And we'll gently come back in and work the hamstring stretch. So we'll go ahead and toes up on the right foot, heel down. Sit bones back, so just gently opening up the back of the leg here. And let's plant the right foot. If you want to add on, go ahead and open up if you can reach back for your left foot for the quad stretch. So just a gentle opener here in preparation to move the body a little bit. We're going to release that. Let's go ahead and come back into the ankle dorsiflexion. So see if we can kind of find a little more space over that. You should feel a little stretch in the back of that right leg. And we'll gently come out of that. Go ahead and switch sides. Left leg forward. And we'll move into the dorsiflexion on the left. And just note, you can see if you observe one side is different than the other, just notice it with that non-reactive awareness where you be getting stuck, and kind of move around a little bit. See if you can get a little more flexion in that ankle joint. It's going to help us for the chair pose. We're going to work our way into the hamstring stretch for a couple breaths here. Heel down, left toes up, left sit bone back. Gently bring some lengthening to the body, and we'll plant the left foot. Come on up for the quad stretch on the right. So, right foot in the right hand, and and extending up through the crown of the head. We'll gently release the foot, come back into that ankle flexion. Working this left ankle today. And then we'll just gently come back into the kneeling position. You can move through a couple cat-cows here. Exhale. And then inhale, extend. So as we're opening up the hips and the spinal mobility. When you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and tuck the toes and lift the hips for downward facing dog. Gently remove your blanket or cushion if you're using it. We're gonna extend out in the down dog. Take a few deep breaths. Bottom of the next exhale, let's bring the feet to the hands for the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extend. Exhale, fold. Press down through the feet. We're gonna root down and come all the way up. Inhale, reach up, nice and tall. Exhale, hands down to the sides. So from here, we're gonna work the chair pose. We're gonna come into the chair pose, so feet forward as much as possible, hip distance. Gonna ground down through the feet. Notice, are the toes coming up? Gonna ground down through all four corners. You can lift the toes up and then set them down. Knees in line with the second and third toe. Let's keep the hands on the hips, belly firm, and then the chest nice and broad, extending up through the crown of the head. So we can stay here. If you want to add on, we can bring the hands to the center of the chest, pressing the palms together. You can come to the fingertips here as well. Just nice glute activation. So both sides of the glutes should be working, legs are working. So this is a great place to stay. If you want to add on, you have shoulder mobility, we can extend the arms up. Biceps near the ears as much as possible, core's engaged, really rooting down through those feet. So wherever you are, we're going to take an inhale and then exhale, press through the feet, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen and extend. Exhale, fold. Let's plant the hands. We're going to step back, high plank. Top of a push-up. From here, if you want to add on, let's go ahead and lift the right foot up. Extend out through the right heel. If you want to add on to this, you can extend that left arm up for your high plank bird dog. Left hand down, right foot down. We'll just go straight into the second side. So left leg up. When you're ready, we'll go right arm up. Balancing here. Right hand down, right foot down. And then let's lower slowly, chaturanga. Extend gently for your cobra. Bend the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths. Next inhale, we're going to hold the shoulders square, lift the right leg up. Exhale, let's step the right foot through and just press down through the feet. Bring the hands up to the hips. So settling into the lunge here. Hips as square as possible. And then you can stay here or you can lift your arms up. Into your crescent lunge. Just settle in and then see if you can extend your chest up nice and tall from this grounded place. So with this one, we're gonna Just step up, transfer the weight onto the right foot, step up into standing knee balance. Bring the left knee up, extend up through the crown of the head. Settle in. And then when you're ready, we're just going to go ahead and bend into the right leg, step into your chair pose. Arms can be anywhere you want, extended up at the center of your chest or on your hips. See if you can get a little bit lower in your chair. When you're ready, we're going to press through the feet. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Step back. Top of a push-up. So you can go to downward facing dog, or you can add your vinyasa. Lower slowly, chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. And then downward facing dog. When you're ready, let's inhale the left leg up. And then exhale, the left foot steps through. Press through the feet. Go ahead and come up into your lunge position. Hands can be on the hips, the center of your chest, or reaching up, tall for the crescent lunge. Just a couple deep breaths here. Settling in, pressing down, feeling the energy come back up through the body. We're going to take that press, step up onto the left foot, standing knee balance, pause, settle here, square off the hips, extend up nice and tall. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and bend into the left leg, step into the chair pose. Really root down here. We're opening up the ankle joint, the knee joint, the hip joint, and if your arms are up, the shoulder joint, working all the joints in the body. And activating the glutes for that leg strength, and the legs for the leg strength, and for the knee strength and health. Next inhale, exhale, press through the feet, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extend, lengthen. Exhale, fold, root down through the feet. We're going to inhale, reach all the way up, nice and tall. Exhale, hands to the chest. So let's go ahead and take the chair pose. Hands can stay on the hips or at the center of the chest. And just really sit into your chair. Go ahead and press into the ball of the left foot. Lift the left heel up. Really press into that ball of the foot. Left heel down, right heel up. Legs should be working. Right heel down. Left heel up. Let's balance. Bend in on that so that right leg is stacked. Press it into the hands. We're going to come up, lift the left foot up, and just balance here on one leg, bent. We're just going to extend that left leg back into your lunge legs. And if you want, you can reach the arms up. Crescent lunge. Going to add on here. Let's just bring the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, and then exhale, slight twist to the right. Hips are square, press into the hands. You can gaze over towards the right. Broaden across your shoulders. Take an inhale, and then an exhale. Stay here. Next inhale, we're going to come into Warrior Two on the left. Back heel down, right knee forward, right arm extends straight forward, gazes over the right hand. Left arm is reaching back. Left shoulder is engaged and the right glute is engaged. We'll just gently reach back for reverse warrior. Leaving the legs where they are, let's come forward into modified side angle. Right elbow down. Left hand on your hip or the left arm up. Really press and see if we can get some length away from the pelvis. The ribs away from the pelvis. Legs stay here, warrior two. Let's come back into the crescent lunge. Watch the knee. We're going to have that knee going straight forward. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to the chest or to the hips. And then when you're ready, we're just going to press up to that standing knee balance. Left knee up. Come into your chair. Really sit in there. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen. Inhale, extend. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground down. Through the feet, we're going to inhale, reach all the way up. Extend tall. Exhale, hands to the chest. So let's take the chair pose. This nice isometric contraction, working the legs and the glutes. You can even press your knees into the hands. So the sides of your knees, if you press them into your hands and then don't press, you should feel a nice activation on the glutes. But taking your chair, let's go ahead and come down with the hands at the center of the chest, fingertips or palms. We'll lift the right heel and then the right heel down. Left heel and left heel down. Sit nice and low. Lift the right heel up. Stay low on that left leg, stacked. Lift the right foot. Right foot is flexed. We'll just extend back to the crescent lunge and reach up. So legs might be tired, but just let them root down, steady and heavy and grounded. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to the center of your chest. Inhale, reach up. Extend up. And then exhale, take the twist to the left. Gaze slightly over the left shoulder. Hips are square. And then on the inhale, we'll move into that warrior two, facing the right. Right leg down, and then arms extend out. Find that warrior. Grounded into our warrior of introspection here. That's what we're doing. Let's reverse warrior, reach back. And we'll come into the modified side angle, left elbow on the left thigh. You can reach the right arm up. Just lengthen in the side body. Gonna root down through the feet, come into warrior two. Holding that left knee straight forward, we're gonna come into the crescent lunge. Ball of the back foot. Hands to the chest or to your hips. We'll just press up, standing knee balance, stabilize. Steady. When you're ready, let's make our way to our chair. Get in there. Nice and low. Wherever your arms are, let's have the core engaged. Chest up, we'll lift up the toes and then plant the toes down. See if you can get a little lower. Inhale and then exhale, press through the feet, forward fold. Pause here if you want. Shake out your neck. Belly stays in. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Let's step back to plank. If you want, we can add on the high plank bird dog. So right foot up. And we'll go left arm up. Reach, 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 balance. Back to center gently. left foot and the right arm. Balance. Back to center. If you want, you can add your push-up and then take your vinyasa or downward facing dog. Take a couple deep breaths in your down dog. If you can find a little more space. Next exhale, let's bring the knees down. And we'll go ahead and bring that right foot forward. Make our way into the quad stretch. Left knee down, and then right arm can come up, really grounding down. Feeling super stable now. You can reach that right arm back for the left foot. Chest is broad here, just stable, activated, engaged, and opening up. Nice and broad. We will gently release that, and let's just go ahead and go into the second side. So onto left foot forward, reaching back for the right foot with the right hand, quad stretch on the right. If we're feeling stable, we're going to reach back with the left hand for the right foot. And it's just a nice quad stretch here on the right. We'll gently release this, and from here, let's go ahead and come into the plank, high plank. Remove the blanket, and just right into the high plank. We're going to bring the right knee to the right elbow and shoot it underneath the body onto the outside edge of the right foot for the outer stretch on the right hip. Just a couple breaths, so core is engaged, and you should feel a nice stretch on the outer hip. And from here, we're just going to gently push into the hands and come into the pigeon pose. So bend the right knee as much as you need to. You can have a block or a blanket underneath that right hip. Extend the left leg back, hips are square. The left knee can be down, or you can have your toes tucked a little bit, but line up all the joints, hips up and the sit bones back. So hips up, I mean square, and then back. When you're ready, you can come onto the forearms. And if you want, you can rest your forehead down onto your palms or two stacked fists. But here, you should have a nice gentle stretch on the outer hip of the right thigh, and maybe even the quad on the left. So a couple deep breaths. Extending the spine in two directions. From here, we're going to gently make our way out of it. So plant the hands, tuck the back toe, step back, high plank. Let's go downward facing dog, please. Reach out in your down dog. Next inhale, forward to plank. Left knee to left elbow, and shoot it underneath the body for the modified fallen triangle, ball of the right foot, outside edge of the left foot. So nice stretch on that outer left hip. Deep breaths. Release any unnecessary tension. When you're ready, we'll make our way to the pigeon pose. Left knee forward, right leg back as straight as possible, hips square as possible, and extend the spine in two directions. So hips back and the ribs forward. You can come onto your forearms and then take a few deep breaths here, releasing any tension on that outer left hip, and just seeing if we can relax the face. So soften in the face with those deep breaths. Let's gently come out of this, plant the hands, step back to the high plank, and then bend the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths in your down dog. Reach out, see if you feel any different. When you're ready, we'll inhale to plank. Press into the hands, exhale chaturanga, and then inhale your cobra, spinal extension. So last vinyasa, and then exhale, release, back down, come back down to the belly. Let's just extend that right arm out to the side and just take a nice roll over to the right hip, back to center, left arm out to the left side, roll over onto the left hip. Leg can be bent or straight, the right leg. Back to center. Come back, hands near the sides. Nice spinal extension for the cobra. We're gonna tuck the toes, bend the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Last downward facing dog. Bottom of your next exhale. Let's go and come through to a seat. Feet forward. And the feet rooting down. Ankles in line with the knees, in line with the hips. So from here, let's go ahead and turn the fingertips towards the sit bones. And first we're going to press into the hands, open up the chest. So just a nice chest opener, maybe even a forearm stretch. So we're going to keep this. You can move your heels more toward your sit bones. We'll go ahead and press through the feet and lift the hips up for your reverse table position. So try to get your feet rooted, kneecaps going straight forward as much as possible in line with those feet, and then lift the hips, really driving the knees forward, chin stays tucked, and imagine the ribs going away from the pelvis. A couple deep breaths. Exhale, release. And then we can do that one more time if you want. Now that we're a little opened up. So first we'll take it in stages. Press into the hands, open up the chest. Hold the belly in with the chest open. Press down through those feet that are going forward. Hips up. Kind of get that tabletop position as much as your body will allow. Really push those knees forward with those feet rooted. And then gently bring your hips down to the mat. And we'll go ahead and hug that right knee in to the chest and the left toes up. So just working a little bit of mobility here. Try to get both sit bones rooted as much as possible and extended up through the crown of the head. Then let's just go ahead and lift the left leg up and then down and then up and down. Now we're going to lift the left leg up, take it out to the side, tap it down, lift it up, back to center, tap it down. One more time. Lift, side, tap, lift, center, down. Fantastic. From here, we're going to just switch sides. Left leg in, right toes up, so setting up the alignment. There might be slight differences side to side. And we're just going to root down, nice and tall, lift that right leg up, and then down, up, down. And then now we'll add on, lift, take it out to the side, down, lift, center, down. One more time. Lift, side, tap, lift, center, down. Let's extend both legs forward and just a slight forward fold, whatever is comfortable for you. Nice. Keep the alignment, toes up, knees up, sit bones down, and then sternum forward.